I'm back. All right. Any picture? What's the name? Okay. We only read 3. Let's go on. We have Badger 100, no office page for this one. And this SCP is called Vengeful Wings. Wow, what the fuck kind of bird is that? Wow. What the fuck am I looking at? Damn, okay. Object class Euclid. SCP-3103 is to be contained in an aviary cage in a standard containment chamber, isolated from any other contained specimens on site. During routine checkups on SCP-3103, researchers must not remain. You know, I'm actually really glad that we got that. Now, we went from cave that like allows you to like look at dead people's memories to snakes that catch on fire. I think like the first one is like for No Face Commander to be like, it's like okay, that's a weird one to start off with. But then this third one, I'm like, okay, now we got one that is easy to understand. During routine checkups on SCP-3103, researchers must not remain in SCP-3103's chamber for more than 15 minutes at once. 1D class may be used as a. I mean, there's still like a lot of terms that we haven't really explained to them yet. Like how the D class basically are, just so you understand, Commander. The D class are criminals that the Foundation was like, so you're in prison for life? How about you come with us and do some scientific experiments, and then you can, you know, we will cut down your life sentence so you can actually get out of prison faster. So all these criminals are like, yeah, of course I will. That sounds awesome. The next thing you know, they have to deal with explosive snakes. 1D class may be used as a test subject for SCP. D class stands for disposable, exactly, yeah. And there's also groups of interest. Those are the ones who make or want SCPs for themselves. Or like competing against the Foundation, stuff like that. Person of interest as well, yeah. Just so you have a bit of a better understanding, because we are throwing you in the deep end. 1D class may be used as test subject for SCP-3103 experimentation, and all experiments requests must be sent to the current site senior researcher. Individuals exhibiting anomalous behavior caused by SCP-3103 are to be transferred to a medical ward and carefully examined for sequential psychological changes. SCP-3103 at the time of discovery, and that's... Oh, it's a Cockatoo. Palm and Cockatoo, it says here. I want to see some more pictures. Damn, what a fucking haircut, dude. What a rock star of a bird. The bird looks like a main character for his attractive past. All that's missing is just the rain. Damn, look. What? The images, dude. I know I'm blocking it, I'm sorry. Okay, well, individuals exhibiting enormous behavior caused by SCP-3103 are to be transferred to the medical ward. Yeah. Description: SCP-3103 is an adult female specimen of the palm cockatoo, Proboscica alterimus, appearing identical to non-anomalous individuals of the same species. SCP-3103 will exhibit distress indicating behavioral typical of non-anomalous palm cockatoos, producing loud vocalization, flying around erratically when a human is within 5 meters of it. Note that this only happens if SCP-3103 and the individual are in the same room. The palm cockatoo is basically just saying like, you want some of this? Huh? You won't fucking go. Its behavior becomes more erratic as it is approached, and after approximately 20 to 30 minutes, SCP-3103 will return to exhibiting normal behavioral patterns. Okay. At this point, the individual in question, hereby referred to as -1, may begin exhibiting anomalous behavioral patterns affecting humans will fall to the ground, flailing their arms and legs in a seemingly random manner and producing high-pitched sounds reminiscent of abducted. -1 and all humans under this effect are, from this point onward, taken care of by SCP-3103. Oh no! We became her bird babies! Attempting to remove -1 from SCP-3103's protection causes it to behave aggressively towards the person who performed such an act. -1 instances will continue to display anomalous behavioral pattern even after removal from the vicinity of SCP-3103. Additionally, -1 instances exhibit anxious behavior when separated from SCP-3103. Okay, I know the thumbnail idea now. Cockatoo. Okay, there we go. Level 2 access required. SCP-3103 was found in a cage inside a warehouse in New Guinea after a police raid on the exotic bird trafficking business on the 4/9/2000. The following footage was extracted from the surveillance system of said warehouse. Footage depicts SCP-3103's effects on a group of smugglers, and viewing is mandatory for all personnel currently involved in SCP-3103's containment or research. Sorry. Getting distracted by a beautiful girlfriend. The following footage was extracted from the surveillance system of said warehouse. Footage depicts SCP-3103. SCP-3103 recovered surveillance footage. The monitor shows a top view of an approximately 5x5 meter room where two individuals. Here we go. Person of interest. -1, Kevin. Not Kevin. And POI-2, Nick. Not Nick! Stand in front of a large pen containing a specimen of a palm cockatoo. SCP-3103. The timestamp reads 3/9/2000, 1:18 p.m. SCP-3103 exhibits distress indicating behavioral flapping its wings, biting the metal bars of its cage, and screeching loudly. POI-1 holds in his hands 3 juvenile palm cockatoos, supposedly SCP-3103's offspring, all in a very early stage of physical development. I really don't think we should be doing this. I mean, just look at the poor things. This is why you never get employed anymore, Kevin. It's just a primal response. In 15 minutes, it won't even remember what fucking happened. Now get those pests to the van. We're running late on schedule here. Kevin exits the room with the 3 chicks. SCP-3103 continues to screech as Nick puts on a headphone set, sitting on a chair right next to SCP-3103's cage and staring down at the ground. A van's engine can be heard starting up in the distance, and the noise gets farther and farther away until it's no longer audible. The footage is sped up to timestamp 1:28 just as Nick stands up from his chair, beginning to yell at SCP-3103. For fuck's sake, will you shut up? I'm supposed to look after you, and if you keep annoying me like this, we're going to have some serious... Nick abruptly falls to the ground directly in front of SCP-3103's pen, the headphone set splitting in half on impact with the floor. Nick moves his arms and legs erratically, opening his mouth and screaming in a high-pitched voice. SCP-3103 stops vocalizing and ingests some seeds from its meal bowl. It proceeds to regurgitate them into Nick's mouth, causing him to stop screaming. So yeah, literally, you become the baby. Nick simply lays on the ground, motionless and staring at SCP-3103. The footage is sped up to the timestamp 1:35, just as Kevin re-enters the room. Kevin gives Nick a slight slap on his face, causing him to screech. SCP-3103 loudly vocalizes at Kevin, stalling him and making him run out of the room, screaming. Kevin returns shortly after POI-3, Vic, and they both began attempting to lift Nick off the ground. Nick screeches loudly while SCP-3103 assumes an aggressive stance towards both individuals. Kevin slips on a loose pipe and accidentally lets Nick fall to the ground, and Rick quickly stands back. Nick falls head first, and a thin trail of blood begins to flow from now unconscious Nick's left ear. What the fuck were you thinking, Kevin? Pay attention to your goddamn surroundings for once. I'm sorry, Rick. I don't know what's happening. This isn't normal. Why was Nick screaming like that? Stay here, you useless sack of shit. I'm going to get the first aid kit. Keep an eye on the merchandise. Go keep an eye on the merchandise, Kevin. Rick leaves the room and a van engine is heard roaring in the background. Kevin stands up and runs out of the room, and only to return 30 seconds later with a panicked look on his face. This can't be happening. This can't be happening. What the hell am I going to do with this bird? What the hell am I going to do with Nick? Kevin leans on the wall, slowly assuming a fetal position. He then begins to sob. The push speeds up to timestamp 159 as Kevin suddenly widens his eyes and begins scrolling to SCP-3103, moaning. SCP-3103 once again ingests a relatively large amount of seeds from its bowl, regurgitating them into Kevin's mouth. For the rest of the video, Kevin lays on the ground, occasionally looking around while Nick is motionless and bleeding. SCP-3103 is serene, seemingly unaware of Nick's state. The footage abruptly ends at timestamp 224. So did fucking Rick just like leave? He's like, you know what? No, actually, fuck you guys. I'm not coming back. Closing statement. POY-1 was transferred to site medical ward for further mental examination. POY-2 was pronounced deceased on site. Damn. Okay, so Kevin did not survive. And his... Oh no, wait. Is POY supposed to be Kevin and POY-2 is Nick. And his course was moved to redacted. Because yeah. I think yeah. No, okay, Kevin is yeah. So Kevin is -1, I forgot. POY-3's current whereabouts are unknown, and Foundation agents in Papua New Guinea have been notified of his involvement with SCP-3103 and the imminent danger of information breach. -3 has been captured and interrogated, claiming that the 3 POIs had no previous knowledge of SCP-3103's effects. All non-Foundation personnel, including -3, have been administered Class A amnestics. SCP-3103's offspring have not yet been located. The Foundation has ordered a thorough search of... Oh! So yeah, because they took the offsprings. So it looks like this is one of those like anomaly cases where a certain action or a certain feeling has caused an anomalous effect to happen. Though they are very unlikely to be found due to the sheer size and amount of active trafficking rings operating in Oceania. You know what I mean? Like, because like I always bring it back to the father, the SCP of the father who cloned himself because he regrets not being able to spend time with his son. So now, like, because that feeling was so strong, he gained the effect of being able to like create clones of himself, and they all like are trying to spend time with the son. So I think that's like the same case here, where like they took the birds away, and because they clearly took the birds away, and Mama Bird was so angry that they took her babies away, she unlocked an anomalous effect where they became the babies. You are my babies now. Look at me. You are my baby now. I think that's basically what happened there. Which, karma. Karma, man. Like, you steal baby chicks from baby mama, you become the baby chick. Except you cannot fly. You will flop down dead on the ground if you try to jump off a fucking building. It's not like that they have to approach the bird. They have to like stay with the bird for like 20 to 30 minutes first. But yeah, it does sound like the bird just accidentally unlocked a anomalous ability. And I'm just realizing I'm like completely blocking Henry. Henry is like almost not visible because I'm just. And Yoshi is eating over. There we go. There we go. Yeah, that's better. All right, next one. Let's go. Let's go. We have so much more to read.